What's going on, everyone? Dr. Rosie here with Rosie Physiotherapy, and I wanted to talk about something that I just don't think is talked enough when we're referring to, our patients that have Parkinson's disease, or really any patient altogether that is starting to have difficulty with walking. Now, when we have difficulty with walking, whether it's a weakness in our legs, a balance issue, something's going on with the brain, such as with Parkinson's or a stroke or anything like this, we start to use these assistive devices. In other words, a device that is there to help you, or a walking aid, an aid to help get you there from point A to point B to help prevent losing balance, or assist when there's some weakness. Maybe you're not as strong because you had a surgery or you were hospitalized. Or maybe it's just balance. It's just to give you, more balance, a wider base of support. And so one of the things I have here with me is what is known as a four-wheeled walker, sometimes known as a rolling walker, or commonly spoken about in the older population, the geriatric population. They just call it a rollator. This thing is a death trap. This thing is just, maybe a death trap's a little bit, over the top, but this is really just not the best or safest thing for you to use. If you're buying this for your loved one, good on you for caring about, whomever it is that you're getting this for, but take a break, take a minute before you do get this and think about, is this really the best, the safest option? And I'm going to tell you up front, it is not. This is not the safest option, and I know that this is kind of seen as like the Cadillacs of all walkers. Patients, they love to call this the Cadillac. It's got everything. It's got the seat, it's got the hand brakes, it's even got the little reflector lights, because you're going to be going outside and midnight, and you need to make sure that someone can see you and everything else. It's got, underneath the seat, you've got a cushion, or you've got a cubby that you can put things in and hold things in. And so because of that, everyone thinks that this really is a good walker and it's much safer than that standard four-wheel walker, but the truth is it's not. And we're going to get through that in a minute. But just understand, the benefits of this is that, the benefits of me telling you this, and hopefully you haven't gotten one already, and if you have, well, you know what, that's okay. Just either take it back, or find somebody else who would benefit from it that maybe doesn't have Parkinson's. Maybe they're just using it because they get winded when they're walking after a mile or 2 miles or something like that. That would be the person that this device, the rollator, the four-wheel walker, is really well intended for. Somebody who's otherwise healthy, maybe they have COPD, they don't have an issue about falling. We're not concerned about them falling. We're just concerned with them being fatigued getting from point A to point B. Now, at any point in time, when you get to the point where you're worried about someone falling, we need to start switching gears away from this and getting more to that standard little box frame front-wheel walker. And that is because when you're using this guy, this just rolls. It's got, it's got 4 wheels, and it's designed to roll. It's designed to be very efficient. It's designed to utilize as minimal amount of energy to make your body more efficient, to not waste energy. And we think about lifting that walker up and using that walker, it does add a little bit of our energy expenditure. But the difference being is that this baby, it rolls, and it rolls almost too well. And that is, if you forget to click those bad boys down and you forget to put the brakes on, and now it's not going anywhere. Now, this is a good walker. It's a newer walker that doesn't get utilized that much. But this is also the problem with that. I mean, that's for some patients. Now, for me as a young adult, this is easy, putting these brakes down. And for you, or maybe your loved ones that you are interested in using the brakes, this braking system over here, may not be that hard to use. But the problem comes into play when we're talking about our older population who maybe has, a tremor in their hand. And it's not so much that they don't have the functional strength, but maybe after their hand has been tremoring the entire duration of the day, maybe their hands are no longer strong enough, or they're so fatigued, they're tired, that they don't have the grip strength to squeeze, to disengage the brake. Maybe they have the strength to engage it, but they don't have enough strength to disengage the brake, and because of that, they just say, you know what, if I don't engage the brakes, I don't have to disengage the brakes. And when I don't have to disengage the brakes, I don't have to worry about being too weak in my hands to let the brakes go. And I'm going to tell you this, spoiler alert, if you have a hard time engaging or disengaging the brakes, without a shadow of a doubt, you should not be utilizing this walker. And that is a different conversation. Now, I am saying a blanket statement, the better walker to use, because it is a fact and backed by scientific data, that you want to use the walker that is it's the nice stainless steel looking device, has Handles on the back. It's got 2 wheels in the front, no wheels in the back. The little peg sometimes got the little sled or little floor slider on there. Sometimes you see patients put the tennis balls. All of that's fine. That one is safer and actually cheaper than this one. So if you have any questions, reach out in the comment section. If you know anybody who's using this device and you think maybe they would benefit from this information, or a friend or a family or a loved one or a neighbor, it doesn't matter. If there's someone you think that could benefit from this information, please share this video with them and let them know, hey, you know what, I'm a little bit worried, I'm concerned about your safety. Is it okay if we talk or we have a conversation about maybe switching gears? Now, I will tell you this. Some patients, many of our patients with Parkinson's, they're so concerned with losing their independence, and rightfully so, but they're so concerned with losing that independence. They're so concerned with change that they will, in all likelihood, be a little bit resistant to this. And so what I always do with my patients is I say, okay, we're gonna hang on to this. But in the meantime, we're going to use this newer one, the one that I believe is going to be safer. Now, when I'm working with my patients, normally I can convince them to work with me using the device that I believe to be safer. And after a visit or two, typically after 2 visits, 2-hour-long visits, they come to me and they say, you know what? I like it. I don't feel uncomfortable with it, and I don't feel like I'm less safe with it. And actually, one of the things too you can notice is this is such a wide base. I mean, look at this. I mean, one, it's pretty heavy. If you don't have the weight or the strength to carry it, it's about 20-25 pounds, maybe a little bit less. But it's heavier, but it's also bulkier. Whereas this thing, the best way to fold this up is you're going to lift this chair and you fold it in. And I don't know, I don't think I'm actually getting this on camera here, but when you fold it up, this is as small as it gets. Now the front wheel walker, they get a little bit smaller, it's a little more compact, which is easier to put in and out of your house. So like I said, if you know anyone who would benefit from this information, please show them this video. They can reach out to us if they're in the area, and I'd happily have a discussion with them. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.